Number 19, let's look at what's going on here. So what we're given is segment LM is congruent to MN, so I'm going to put little tick marks. And then also MN, that middle segment, is congruent to the last segment, NO. So that's given. So our next step, they concluded that then the first segment, LM, is congruent to the last segment, NO. And how can we conclude that? Well, remember, if you're relating three different things, the first is the same as the second, and the second is the same as the third, and you cross out what they have in common, that would be the transitive property. So for number 3, because we need to solve an equation here, we need to get out of the congruence symbol and get into equals. So from step 2 to 3, if you look, they change from congruence to equals. That would be by definition of congruence. So from here, remember, we're trying to create an equation and solve for x. We have to get x is 4. So from here, if you look at your picture, LM, we don't want to have the segment in our proof anymore. We need to change into the measurement of LM, which is 3x minus 9. And that's equal to, well, what is NO? Looking at our picture, that's 7x minus 25. And if you swap out the measurements for the segments, that would be substitution property. All right, so to solve this equation, let's look at what we need. We need the x on the left-hand side in our final statement. So that means we need to move the x's to the left. So since 7x is positive, we would be subtracting it to the left, so subtraction property. So if I subtract 7x to the left side, 3x's minus 7x's would be negative 4x's minus 9, and that's equal to negative 25. From here, I need to isolate the x, so I need to move this negative 9 to the right, and because it's a negative, the opposite to move it would be to add it, so addition property would be next. So I'd be left with negative 4x on the left side, and if I add 9x, negative 25 plus 9x is negative 16. Looking at now step 6, in order to isolate the x to get to step 7, I need to undo what's attached to the x, which is a negative 4, and to undo that, inverse operations would be divide by negative 4, so division property.